Okay, today we're doing some baked ziti for Joe. So let's go ahead and take a look at what our ingredients are going to be for today. Okay, here's our main ingredients. We got a boxed pasta, some sauce of your choice, some Italian seasonings. Take your pick which ones you like. We got some regular Italian, some oregano, some basil, sprinkle on. And then here's my secret ingredient, is some pepperoni. That's really good. You can use some chopped sausage if you'd like, maybe ground beef. I don't recommend this being really vegetarian. Just put some kind of meat in there, it really helps. And for an optional, make it a little more advanced, we got some chopped up onions, some tomato paste, and about a half a cup of white wine. Okay, now here's the optional part of this. We got a pan right here. We're going to put some olive oil in here. Just a tablespoon or so. We're going to go ahead and saute those onions. If you're not doing the optional part, well, you're going to go ahead and add the onions, there we are, and the tomato paste. If you're not going to do this, then at this point just go ahead and throw in your spaghetti sauce and let that warm up and add some of the spices to it. Just a little half tablespoon, whatever you like. It's good to doctor it up a little bit, makes them taste better. But if you like it right out of the jar, you can just omit all of that and just heat your sauce up. Cut your pepperoni. Notice it has this extra film on the outside of it. When you go ahead and slice it off the roll here, just make sure you remove the plastic, then you remove this. Then make some thick discs, and then go ahead and cut those thick discs into quarters. Just go ahead and just cut them, and that's what you want. You want these quarters, these little wedges. So go ahead and get about 5 ounces of that. That's almost this whole entire stick. This was a 7-ounce stick. So I'll go ahead and cut that up like that and save a last little bit there, like that much. That's for the chef to chew on. Okay, those onions got a nice little bit of color to them. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take, whoa, look at that, bad angle. We're going to take our tomato paste and just put it in there and mix it up real well. Okay, we went ahead and let this cook for about 5 minutes. You want to get nice and dark like it is here, but be careful, that'll burn real quickly. It's mostly a lot of tomatoes with sugars. Lots of the sugars of the tomatoes are in there. So when you get it like this, that's when you go ahead and add in half a cup of white wine. Get that in there. And then stir that up real well and let that cook. Actually let it reduce until basically the wine evaporates. It'll get to a nice good slurry here. And then just let that wine evaporate. But keep stirring. Again, don't let this burn on you. Just keep stirring, you'll be fine. Just keep doing that, wine will evaporate. And it'll get nice and thick. And then when it gets to that stage, you can go ahead and add in your tomato sauce. Just get your jar, like right here, get your jar of sauce, and get your spices, and just put them in here. And then go ahead and let that get to a nice little simmer. Let that cook for a little while. And that'll give you a really, really good homemade tomato sauce flavor. Something like you've cooked all day and actually only been here about 20 minutes, 15 minutes cooking. So it'll give you a really good home depth of flavor. So if you can, don't skip this optional steps. But if you can't get them, that's fine too. It'll still taste good. As you can see, the sauce is bubbling a little bit, kind of gurgling there. Nice simmer. So when you go ahead and add in your pepperoni, just dump them in there, and we'll just mix that up real well. Let that simmer for just a little bit, as long as you want, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half a day if you'd like. Get more flavor out of them. And then turn the pot off, let it sit, let it cool down to just about room temperature, and then we'll go ahead and mix in some cheeses. So go ahead and let that go, and it'll just taste good. Okay, after your sauce cools down, you want to add some cheese. Here we got some different kind. We got some Parm, and we got some mozzarella. You can see you got like 8 ounces in this big bag, a little bit. So just a couple ounces or so of this Parm. Don't overwhelm it. It's very salty. And go ahead and a bunch of this mozzarella. Not all of it, because you want to put a little bit on the top for that really nice little crust on the end. So just take that, mix that in your sauce, mix it up real good, because the pepperonis are already in there. You probably can't really see them, but they're in there. Just go ahead and mix that up real good, and then go ahead and take your macaroni or your ziti. Here it is here, just cooling off. Got a little pat of butter on it, just so it doesn't get all sticky. I'll just mix that up. Mix all that together, and then go ahead and put that in a little baking dish. If you can see that there. Now, for me, I got a couple little ones here on the side. I'm just going to go ahead and use them for lunch. So I got a big old dinner coming and then a lunch tomorrow, because you don't want this to go to waste. Okay, here we have our pasta and sauce and cheese all in here. I don't know if you can really see it so well, but it's now what you want to do is you want to kind of push down and push out some of that air. Just kind of get it down, kind of flat, nice and even. There you go, nice and even like that. And what I did was I also made a couple of these small ones, like I said before, for lunch for myself. And so here we go. Now we're going to add our cheese on. Just go ahead and even layer on the top. Put the mozzarella out. Whoops, my hand out of the way. Sprinkle some mozzarella. Go ahead and put an even coat on the top. And a little bit of the parm too. Just a light sprinkling right across the top. And then go ahead and throw those in a 370-degree oven for about 25 minutes till it's nice and bubbly and the cheese is nice and melted. And if you want to even brown it, you can even turn it up to about 400, 425 for a few minutes. But don't burn it and don't overcook it, because then it gets real dry. And then that's it. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, here's what they look like. They're just about ready to get into the oven. Okay, here it is, final. This is it, right out of the oven. It's still hot, it's a little bubbly. Let it sit for about 10 minutes to cool off. It'll settle, it'll calm down, and it'll be delicious. And then cut it up and enjoy. Have it with a nice bit of garlic bread, some salad. Actually, I'm making me some garlic bread right now, but that'll be another video. That's another story coming up. Enjoy, and thank you for watching.